Hello YouTube. I thought I would do a video on the real economic crisis or collapse. We haven't seen anything yet. There's no fixing the economy. I mean, how can you fix it? It's based on borrowing money from foreigners to buy foreign goods and printing money out of thin air. If you just needed to print money, why do we have rich countries and poor countries? Why don't poor countries just print a bunch of money, mail it out, and then they'd be rich, right? The idea is flawed from the get-go. That's why there's no companies that make square bowling balls. Just ain't gonna happen. Now, this didn't catch everybody by surprise. There's Austrian economists like Peter Schiff and Ron Paul that were able to predict this. All these problems that caught mainstream economists by surprise. I'm not here to convince you or to take care of anyone. Just warn you, that's all. I like to tell people, let's assume you're right and nothing happens. Taking my advice, and you'd have made money on silver. You'd save money on eating all the food you put aside, and you'd have a gun for target shooting to relieve stress and home defense. But if I'm right and you do nothing, you and your family may starve to death or be killed by desperate people. How can it not be worth the effort of a few hours of research in case I'm right? Especially if you have a family. I mean, if you don't care about your family, why should anyone else? I hear people say, oh, when I have the money, or I don't have the money. And these are the same people I see always going out to eat, always going to the movies. They've got the newest phones. Well, if you don't care about your family, why should I or anyone else? There's nothing special about the American consumer. Everyone wants things. Look at us. We borrow money from China to buy their goods. And if they didn't loan us the money, they could buy their own goods. There's 1 billion Chinese consumers waiting over there for their purchasing power to rise. And they could buy their own goods. Think about it. If you think the guy making our washing machines and dryers doesn't want them, he prefers to go home and wash by hand with a scrub board and dry his clothes outside on a clothesline. Demand for consumption is easy. Supply is the key. And the Keynesian idea of, oh well, the Chinese can't stop lending us money or we'll crash and they'll lose $2 trillion in assets. That's stupid. Let's say I ask you for $100. I've got a job interview, man. I need to buy some clothes. Okay, you give me the $100. And then the next day, man, I need a haircut. I need to get some cologne, a watch. So you give me another $100. And then the next day, I want $100 for something else. And then for something else, and another 100, and another 100. Eventually, when you realize you're not going to get your money back, why would you keep loaning money? Wouldn't you cut your losses? It's a very dangerous idea. I mean, my mom's dog is spoiled on expensive dog food. I brought some cheap crap, or it's not crap, but it was cheaper stuff. And the dog just raises his nose at it and walks off. He won't eat it. The dog's used to a good living. Is the dog special? If we just need to spend and deficits don't matter, why not give little kids credit cards and send them to Toys R Us? Why not send us all $1 million checks? We'd all be millionaires and that'd definitely get money rolling. If you have no idea what's wrong with the picture, then I don't know if I can convince you, and I'm not going to try to. If you realize there's something wrong and want to point in the right direction, that's why I'm here. It's just my opinion, but it's what I really believe. It's what I see. And I'd rather just be safe than sorry.